everyone and welcome back to my Fashion Cupboard Cooks. Today we are continuing the Summer Sunshine series with a video that's a little bit different. Today I'm going to show you some really easy healthy swaps that you can make to live a healthier lifestyle with minimal effort. So if you're just starting to move over to a cleaner type of eating, or you know that the sun's coming out now and you want to slim up a little bit for summer, these are 10 super easy swaps that can make a huge difference to your overall health and help you on your weight loss journey. These are all things that I've changed in the past couple of years, and I've noticed a big difference in my skin as well as how I feel, and I don't get nearly as bloated now as I used to. So number one is replacing cow's milk with an alternative. I use unsweetened almond milk and it's really delicious. When I first tried it in my breakfast tea in the morning, I wasn't sold, but it's amazing how quickly you get used to it, and now I just can't drink cow's milk. I find it far too creamy. Cow's milk is full of sugar. Lactose is the sugar that's in cow's milk, and it's really full of sugar that you don't really need in your diet. You can get even more calcium from almond milk. You can also use, if you can't eat nuts, you can also use a soy milk or coconut milk. Is really delicious as well. Number two is swapping out that mayo for some 0% fat Greek yogurt, or even some full fat Greek yogurt is so much better for you than mayo, and Greek yogurt is so creamy. So if you're making, for example, some tuna mayo in a sandwich or on a baked potato, entirely delicious, just replace your mayonnaise with some Greek yogurt. Stir it into your canned tuna, add a little bit of green onion, and it will be absolutely delicious and so much better for you than traditional tuna mayo. The next one is swapping out butter or margarine if that's something that you've moved to recently. Margarine used to be sold as the healthy alternative to butter, but please don't believe the hype. It is full of chemicals, really bad for you. Butter is much better than margarine, so if you've swapped to margarine, swap back to butter. But even better is replacing your butter with some mashed banana or some mashed avocado. So I like to have a crumpets for breakfast in the morning, and I like to have a banana and mash half on each crumpet. It's really delicious, and adding a sprinkle of cinnamon on top, you would never know there's no butter there. Similarly, on toast, if I'm having a slice of toast, I will much prefer mashing up half an avocado to using butter. Avocado has fats in it just like butter does, but the avocado fats are really good for you. They're really good for your skin, hair and nails, so if you want some beauty benefits, go for the avocado over saturated fat of the butter. The next thing is tortilla wraps. So flour tortilla wraps are delicious and really handy for a lunch, but there are so many healthier alternatives. The healthiest alternative would be to go with a lettuce wrap, and if you want some ideas on how to do those, I've done a video on that and I'll link it below. But you can also use wheat-free, like a corn tortilla wrap, or even a buckwheat wrap is much better for you than the traditional flour wrap. The next one is alternatives to potato chips or crisps. I've done a video on apple chips, which are sweet and delicious. I like to top mine with a little rapeseed oil or coconut oil and some cinnamon, full of natural sweetness and really delicious with a great crunch. You can also use kale chips. Again, another video on this is coming up, so make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're interested in finding out new ways to do kale chips. Sweet potato chips are also truly delicious and much better for you than the traditional potato alternative. And popcorn is another really great alternative. But if you absolutely cannot give up on your potato chips, make your own at home. It's so easy. Just use a mandolin to slice your potato really finely, add a little bit of spray oil, rapeseed oil or coconut oil, and then a little sea salt. Pink Himalayan sea salt is probably the best option. And then put it in your oven. You need to keep an eye on it, but a good half an hour on each side, and then leaving the oven to cool completely. What you're looking for is that for the potato chip to curl up nicely and get really crisp, so it's got that nice crunch when you bite into it. If it needs longer than half an hour, leave it longer, but do keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn. Staying on the potato vein then, potatoes are really high in the glycemic index, and it's so easy to replace these with something like a sweet potato. I love sweet potatoes, and I always have them in my fridge. I use them for fries, sweet potato fries. Just chop them up, add a little spray oil, some salt or some chili powder, and stick them in the oven. So delicious. The sweet potatoes have a slow release into your bloodstream, so you don't get an insulin spike like you do with a potato. So particularly for diabetics or anyone in that pre-diabetes stage, switch from potato to sweet potato for a much healthier alternative. The next one is a replacement for refined sugar, traditional refined sugar, or chemical sweeteners such as Splenda. Give you the same insulin spike as sugar, so they may have less calories but they still cause your body a lot of havoc. You absolutely don't need to avoid sweet treats at all. I have a sweet tooth and I love my treats, but I do try and cut down on refined sugar and chemical sweeteners. Instead of chemical sweeteners such as Splenda, you can use stevia. Truvia is quite a good brand. But do remember that stevia and things like agave nectar are still a little bit processed, so whilst they're hugely better for you than chemical sweeteners and refined sugars, they are processed. So if you're really going clean, the best things to swap to are raw honey and pure maple syrup, both of which I use in my baked oats, in my chia puddings, in my baking. Absolutely delicious flavours and much better for you. Something that I use my pure maple syrup or my raw honey in is my chia jam, and this is a great alternative to jarred jam that you get from the supermarket, which is absolutely packed full of refined sugar and is really not good for you at all. It may say strawberry on the outside, but it's probably got very little strawberries inside. I'll link below to the video that I've done on how to make a raspberry chia jam. It is really delicious, and it is actually packed full of true raspberries, chia seeds to make everything that kind of nice jelly, jammy texture, and a little bit of honey or maple syrup to sweeten, and that's it. So much better for you and truly delicious. Next one is a replacement for fizzy drinks. Fizzy drinks like Coca-Cola, even the diet version, and especially actually the diet version, are really bad for you. Traditional non-diet versions are full of refined sugar, and the diet versions are full of chemical sweeteners such as aspartame that are really bad for you. These man-made sweeteners were never meant to be in our bodies, so they do cause havoc, and there have been a lot of links of trials as to these things causing really bad diseases. So I try and avoid these things. I would be lying if I said I never have a Diet Coke, because sometimes when I'm in a restaurant or I'm out on a night out, that's exactly what I need, and I think that's fine. But I think cutting it down is a really good thing to do. So if you really want something fizzy, I would go for some fizzy water and use some lime juice to squeeze into it, or even a little bit of natural unsweetened diluting juice, and then you can get something like an orangeade type thing without all of the chemical sweeteners. Something else that I drink all the time is coconut water, and you can also flavour your coconut water by up a little bit of pineapple or mango and adding that. Really delicious. And also aloe vera water, if you can find a version that's not got refined sugar or sweeteners added to it. It's really sweet and delicious. All of that rubbish that your body doesn't need. So my final healthy alternative is all about the cauliflower. It's amazing how much you can do with cauliflower that you would probably never imagine. Cauliflower can replace rice, mashed potato, and pizza bases. Honestly, I'm not lying. To make cauliflower rice, all you have to do is remove the stalk so that you've only got the nice florets on the head, and put it in a food processor and pulse. Basically keep pulsing until you have a rice-like texture, and then all you have to do is put it in the microwave for like literally a minute to a minute and a half until it's warmed through, and you're going to have a perfect accompaniment to your curries, to your stews, to your hot pots. Nutritious and really low in calories. To make your replacement mashed potato, again whiz up your cauliflower but add a little bit of almond milk or traditional milk if you prefer to your food processor. You want to keep whizzing this way past the rice texture until it's really smooth, and then you've got a really nice texture. You don't want to add too much milk because you don't want it to be really soggy. You want it to be nice and smooth, and there you go. You've got the perfect accompaniment to your Sunday roast. And making a cauliflower pizza base is also so easy. You can add whatever herbs and spices you want here to make it a little bit more tasty. I'll put my recipe for a cauliflower pizza base in the description box below, and if you would like to see some healthy pizza recipe ideas, let me know in the comments and give a thumbs up to this video, and I will definitely be happy to do those for you. If you like this video, please share it with your friends on social media and let me know in the comments below if you have any requests or if you have any healthy alternatives to share with me. Please make sure that you subscribe to the My Fashion Cupboard Cooks channel as we continue the Summer Sunshine series, because there are plenty more nutritious and delicious hints, tips and recipes where this one came from. See you in the next one. Bye!